The LGBTQIA+ community encompasses a wide swath of identities. Sometimes from the outside looking in, even as a member of another part of the community, it can be hard to tell the difference between similar identities. A common go-to example for similar but different identity might be bisexual and pansexual identities. A rhetoric I often see is that both like or are attracted to more than one gender, so what's the difference? As I don't identify as part of either of those communities, I can't give a personal or definitive answer. However, a definition I've seen quoted often is that bisexuals like people of certain genders, while pansexuals like people regardless of their gender. This definition is also supported by Stonewall.org. However, sometimes the difference is subtle, and sometimes that definition doesn't quite fit, as everybody is a bit different. Another example that comes to mind is the difference between being non-binary and being genderqueer. I have noticed that sometimes genderqueer and non-binary have been used interchangeably. However, this isn't the case for many people. For this, I can come in with a bit of personal experience. I am non-binary, but I am not genderqueer. How is this conclusion being reached? Well, in the LGBTQIA+ community, especially online, one can observe a lot of people with different identities and experiences. Supporting a definition on the non-binary wiki, genderqueer people seem to be more likely to hold binary gender identities, like genderqueer woman, while considering their gender expression or performance to be queer, or non-normative. Non-binary is a gender identity that is neither man nor woman. I have seen some people identify as a non-binary woman or a non-binary man, although that is less common from what I've seen. While non-binary has been a term for a bit longer than genderqueer, being coined in 1863 according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, with no sources I might add, but whatever, the term genderqueer was adopted sometime between the late 80s to early 90s according to sources that I can find. However, there was some overlap in the use of flags, as the genderqueer flag was created before the non-binary flag. So there have been a bit of overlap in both communities. The differences in these identities may seem small or inconsequential, but they do matter to people. Otherwise, these two separate terms would not exist. Just like how there are different kinds of plants, there are different kinds of sexualities and gender identities. You could also say genders are like different kinds of flowers. They may seem similar, but a black-eyed Susan and a sunflower are both different. There are people that may think they're both just flowers, just sunflowers, or just genders or sexualities, but the difference matters to some, and that's what matters. Overall, respect people and their differences. Be kind. If you have any other topics you'd like to see discussed about the LGBTQIA+, or mental health communities, let me know down in the comments. As always, resources are in the description. Thanks for watching the OCD Enby. Stay safe out there.